I enjoy serving, and mission is really close to me. So yeah, that's gonna be on my tombstone. Yeah. She served everywhere. They make it in bowling everywhere. Everywhere. She served everywhere. Yeah. She was seen everywhere.
Bow,
big whole line, everywhere. Yeah.
On this podcast, we talk to local businesses, artists, and community leaders to find out the path that got them the success they have now. Today we have LaToya Phelps-Amos of POWERR Management LLC. How you doing today?
I'm good.
It is good to have you.
Thank you.
So I want to really kind of just dive into it.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about you and how you got here.
Okay. Well, currently today I work as a financial advisor here in the downtown area in Shreveport. And just a little bit about my backstory. Before I got to where I am now, I started out as an e-commerce business owner. So for about 5 years, I had a women's online boutique. And again, I got started right here downtown Shreveport. So I was a pharmacy tech for almost 10 years and just was ready to make a change. Okay. And I came home one day and told my spouse, I was like, I think I'm ready to do something different. Now, being an entrepreneur has always been something that I wanted to do as young as maybe 13, 14. So I remember just being in middle school and when they would have, you know, how they bring people in and talk to you about careers, different things. I always knew that I wanted to be a business owner. There was an attorney in Bossier that actually came and spoke to us. And just what he did and the things he talked about, it sparked my interest. And so I just always carried that, you know, with me. And when I started that boutique, it just really put me in front of a different crowd of individuals. But it felt home to me. And even when I got to the point where I was ready to shift that business and get it to grow, and I couldn't do it at that very moment for some personal reasons, but I did not want to lose the connections and all the resources and all of that I made. And so I decided to dive into something else that I had a strong interest in, of course, money and investments. And another thing was in business, oftentimes people give us the pretty side of it. You know, you start up, you do this, you do that, get your LLC, but nobody really tells you what to do when you make money. And so I wanted to do something where I could work with business owners and help them to invest. And even if your doors were to close sooner than you want them to, you still have something that you can take and do something else with. And so I've been doing what I'm doing now as a financial advisor almost 8 years. And so I'm licensed in Louisiana and Texas currently.
And you said 13, 14, they had somebody come in. And you were like, okay. I could do that.
I could do that.
I could do that. It sparked there. The seed was planted. So you started thinking about those things, but then you had to finish your education. Tell me a little bit about your education.
So currently, I just hold an associate's. I'm currently working on my undergrad in psychology. Now, we kind of go back a little bit. I always wanted to be either a psychiatrist or just some type of counselor, you know, because I like people. I like interacting with people, like building relationships. So I knew that would always be an aspect in fashion design. And so for me, my life kind of went a different direction because I had my daughter earlier. So the education part kind of took a back seat. But I've always worked to try to, you know, do what I need to do to get that, because I think that's important.
Well, you're saying it as in you took a hiatus. You still, I'm sure you were still learning. That was just on the formal education side of things. You might have, you know, took some steps there, but you were still learning daily.
And I still was, I mean, even when I had my daughter, I still was taking classes. I started at Bipsy when Bipsy was on Airline Drive, you know, and then moved over to the new campus when they moved. So that just, you know, that aged me a little bit, but still, so long I've been around. But I was able to attain my associates. That was after having, though, my certification as a pharmacy technician. And like I said, again, I'm always looking to grow. So I was in retail management for years and just got a little tired of that and wanted something on paper. And so that's when I decided to get my license as a pharmacy technician. I did that, but still want to go back, like you said, for that formal education. And so I'm pretty much one semester away from my undergrad.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm still putting that in front of me. I just don't want to have any barriers. I always feel like I don't want, if it's a piece of paper, you know, I don't want that to hold me from whatever it is that I may want to do next. You know, time is going to move whether we're moving or not. And that's just, it's something small to dedicate to be able to say, okay, well, I want to get into this and I can unlock that door.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it gives you that experience
Yes.
too, you know, of doing it and saying you did it and all the things that come from doing those things. So I totally understand that.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about helping people, and that's what really kind of inspired you to move forward.
Yeah.
Moving from the pharmacy tech to psychology, was that the reason, or?
No, that had always been my my career interest anyway.
Okay.
So I just think sometimes when you're going through life and you're just trying to find, you know, your place, you do what you have to at the time. You know, like I said, I've always was in retail. That's where I started. My first job was JCPenney. But you carry that, you know, that's a young age to set that foundation, and especially when you know you want to be a professional and you start putting yourself around people like that. Yeah.
Insurance. How, that seemed like a left turn. How?
Yeah.
Well,
well, so this is the thing with that. I had a lady approach me when I was about 20 or 21, and she asked me about coming to work for her. And it was in insurance at the time. And I was interested, but it wasn't the right time. And it was for like one of the major companies, you know. And she was like, don't worry, I'll train you. I'll get out in the field with you. But I think I was more nervous about doing it. And I felt like I wasn't ready. And it was just always was something that stayed in the back of my mind. You know, like if I ever had an opportunity, you know, I would do it. And like I said, when I stopped working my e-commerce business, but I was just like, I don't want to lose my contacts that I made. I want to stay being involved in the community. What else is it that I can do?
Yeah.
And that's when the light bulb just kind of went off, and I said, well, let me try to go and, you know, and test. And I went and interviewed with several different companies here in town to find which one I wanted to work with first. And once I found one, then I studied to take my exam. So it was always something that was, you know, like things come full circle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So see, that's that business aspect, you know. And I was thinking, I was like, I could be retired by now. If I had went on and did that and stayed with it about 20 years.
Hey, you could have been LaToya State Farm
anything.
instead of Jake.
Yeah, like, you know, I could have had some good renewal checks and some residual checks coming in.
Believe that.
But you don't know what you don't know.
That's true.
You know, and if you don't have the right support system around you, because a lot of times too, some of our parents, you know, were raised a certain way, and a lot of people think that if you work, it has to be on a job. So when they've never worked for themselves, that's another thing that can be a deterrence.
Yeah.
You know, it can.
Because like you said when we first started, it's not easy.
It's not.
It's not.
And when
easy.
you don't have any examples, or you never seen anybody do it, you know, it's just a passion, but you haven't seen it been done before. It's just, you're like, I want to, but I just don't know. Yeah.
And I believe that's one of the hardest things for people in a lot of different scenarios. Not knowing is just a rough space to be in.
Yeah. I actually had a conversation with a guy that I met. I met him last year when I was in the leadership class for the chamber, and we went to the Capitol for our government month. And so one of the sessions we were in, he was there, and he was with the group from Monroe. So he's also an agent, and he's an insurance agent with one of the companies we have here, but he's based out of Monroe. And so we kept in touch, and you know, and that kind of thing. And he called me a couple of days ago, missed his call, but I called him back, and I just got to talking to him on the phone about what I was doing, and was seeing where he was at and that kind of thing. And I was just telling him different things that I'm doing. And I said, well, hey, I just want to let you know, when you have time, I love to introduce you to some people that I'm working with that are making things so much easier for me. They're helping, my business grow. When I have hard days and they call me and I'm talking to them, they're always dropping gems or giving me something to make things connect for me. And I had no idea what space he was in, but he just said, LaToya, thank you so much for calling me. He was like, you just don't know. I really needed that. And he said, I'm definitely going to take you up on the offer. And I said, well, when you have time, let me know. Let's get our schedule together. I'll come over to Monroe because my grandmother just lives like an hour away, from Monroe. So I was like, I can just make that a trip where I can visit her, come see you.
Exactly.
I said, but schedule some time with me and let's sit down and let me tell you about some other ways that you can do some things with your business. Because I was letting him know about the government contracting piece, and that. And he had no clue. He said, see, I don't know anything about that. I was like, don't worry. I'm going to get you taken care of.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that. I was just emailing back and forth somebody that I had bumped into, live casinos about to come open, right? So I went to, I think it was not a grand opening, but they let a lot of vendors come to kind of introduce themselves. So I went up there, I bumped into somebody. They reached back out just to kind of follow up, say, hey, you gave me your card. I just wanted to say, hey. I was like, oh yeah, well now that you said something, do you know this person? Have you dealt with Apex and all that? And they was already plugged in.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well I just want to make sure.
Yeah. And I think, even though they already knew about it, it's good that you still mention it because sometimes it clicks with people. They're like, I'm not using my resources to the fullest. Or it may bring up something like, yeah, I need to call them back because the last time we spoke about this. And I bet you they did.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Those ripple effects, they're huge. They're huge. All right, so business coach. A lot of these things are just you helping and helping and helping. So tell me about that.
So, with my business coaching, that's just pretty much me just meeting my people where they are. I really started doing it, and I have a certification in business coaching, entrepreneurship. I need to be getting paid for that.
You are. It might not be monetarily, but you are.
I need it in the bank account.
Your soul getting paid.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
There it is.
But I do that a lot with a lot of my clients because, like I told you, I work a lot with the small business. So I may be going to them to try to close gaps on their financial need, but I like to go through their whole need analysis. So where are we? What are we doing? Where can I help? And then where do I need to bring someone else in? And again, that's also mentoring. I look at it more as mentoring than coaching because coaching, you can get people excited and have them just take off running. And it's like, where you running to?
In place.
Yes. So when I do that, we're going to have a little bit of homework. We're going to circle back around. I want to see where you're at. And,
direction.
And make sure that you have a clear understanding of what we're doing, where we're going, and what the end result, should be. Yeah.
I like that.
Yes. And let's make it make sense. Yes.
So you, not only that, and given your time, you're also doing a lot of volunteering where you're giving your time as well. Tell me a little bit about that stuff.
Well, my biggest role currently is, of course, with the Southern Hills Neighborhood Association.
President.
So I'm president with them. And I love that group. I do. I love that association. I always said that I want to live, work, and play, in my neighborhood. And it's so easy to do. I mean, I'm right there. I kind of get to be the face, but we connect our neighbors with our community liaison officers, our city officials, because we always have questions about what's going on. So it's nice to be able to bring them in where they can get that one-on-one. Because oftentimes you don't get that with public officials. And then other nonprofits, what they have going on. We have a lot of nonprofits that are bringing their organizations to that Southern Hills area because it's such a broad area. But people are building and doing things. And we just all want to know what's going on and how we can help, how we can service. So I'm like I said, I just really enjoy it. I do. It's just a way to stay in front of the community and make sure that they're safe, their questions and answers are being met, just anything that they have concerns about, that's what I'm here for. That's what we're here for.
So that actually makes me think about the American Business Women's Association.
So I joined short ABWA
Okay.
about 2015.
All right.
My husband's stepmom was a part of, she's still a part of that association. I know at least over 15 years or so. And she brought me in. And it was a perfect time for me because I was, like I said, I was finding my way, and I was in my late 20s, early 30s when I came across them. And I really was able to just dig my teeth in, help that organization grow, but they also poured into me. The first time that I ever went on a professional, business conference was with ABWA. My first trip was Memphis, Tennessee. And to see over 500 women, at this conference, and they all just want to know who you are and what you're doing and how they can help, and we have such a large district because we cover 5 states. And I'm still very close with a lot of those women. I mean, we have business owners, you have attorneys, you have some ladies are just like where I was at one point. They're moms, that now their kids are grown and they're trying to find their way back into like what's their new normal. And so they want to be around other like-minded, women. So I served them. I came in, I didn't know much about it, but I wanted to get involved.
Yeah.
So I started as their community chair. I made that seat up. I made it up. You got to find your own way in.
Find your way, yes.
You got to find your own way in. So I knew I was good with the community, and that was a piece they were missing.
Okay.
That was a gap that they needed. So I started getting them connected, universities and us having a table and be a vendor. And then I was their vice president, and woman of the year. So yeah.
See, a lot of people don't understand that, but that shows your true entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
You got into something, you figured out there was a need, you filled that need to the best of your ability.
Yeah. Yeah. And I did recently, I tried to do a chapter here in Shreveport. I just think, because we have the Bossier one is still, going, but we did try to launch one on the Shreveport side. I just think with everybody's time and commitment, it just wasn't a good time. But I'm hoping that maybe later down the line, that's something that we can look at again, so we can have more than one chapter. Yeah.
Well, now I want to shift a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about the executive committee.
Okay. I always want to make sure that I'm able to serve to the best of my capacity when I'm serving somewhere. I don't want to it's not about the title or anything. I need to be where I know that I can bring something, to the table, and where I can also get something out of as well. And so that opportunity came up to run for the DPEC. And I enjoyed that. I tell people, I say, from the day that I went to qualify, it was just, I don't know, it was just a good feeling to run in my campaign. I ran a clean campaign. I stayed focused and stayed in my lane because I was focused on myself, but I enjoyed it. And I see where some things I could have did better. Like, okay, next time when I do something else, I want to do this, and that.
Experience,
yes. But it was just really just me and a couple of my friends and, and my spouse that got out there and put out the signs. And my daughter, she's 4 years old, and it's so fun. We still got a couple, out here and there still out. But every time we pass, you always say, "Mommy, there goes your sign." She could spot my signs anywhere.
Like, what?
Yeah. She's, "Mommy, there go your signs."
See.
So
true supporter right there.
Yes. And she got out there with us, and and I just said those are things that you're just gonna be able to always remember. But it is what it is. I do like that side. I like to lead, but there's a lot of things that we don't know. Oftentimes there's things that's not being brought back to us in our community, and we need strong leadership.
In this segment, 20 questions, I'm gonna have the word. You got 20 chances, 20 questions that you can ask, only yes or no questions. And we're gonna go from there, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Does the word have something to do with business?
Yes.
Does the word have something to do with my profession?
Yes.
Does the word start with the letter I?
No.
A.
No.
Okay. Does the word have something to do with money?
Yes.
What about investments?
Yes.
I don't know how many questions to ask.
That was 6 questions.
Okay.
Yes. You got 14 left.
Okay. One word.
One word. And that was a question.
Yes. Does the word have something to do where we put our money?
Yes.
Is the word bank?
No. And that's 10 questions.
Don't remind me. And I know this word. Do I use this word often? As well. Is this word insured?
No. And I'll make that your 11th question.
Is this word advisor?
No.
Am I close?
Do you want me to answer that?
No. I'm thinking, because I'm thinking about everything you said yes to. Entrepreneur.
No.
I don't like this game. Not
You
getting close.
moved. Why'd you move?
Okay, I'm going back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're on the right track. Then you switched.
Okay. Does this word have anything to do with like Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies?
It can.
I'm going to beat myself up when I find out what this word is.
And that's 14 questions.
Oh, gosh.
I want to give you a hint, too.
I know. I was going to say, can I get a hint? Can I call a friend? Okay.
You know what? You can. You can. But they will take one of your questions. You want to ask?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Is it something everybody does?
Spend?
Yes. Yes. You got 5 more questions. And the audience might be mad, but I'm not gonna take that one from you. I'm not gonna take that one from you.
Okay.
So think about what she said.
Yes.
And
Is
that
this
was-
something? Okay.
You got 5 more.
Save?
No.
No. It's not save. It's not spend. Does this have something to do with what people do with their money?
Yes.
Okay. Does it have something to do with money going out?
Yes.
And it's not deposit.
No. So here's the hint. You did it not too long ago.
Okay, it's the word business owner.
Oh, no. Taxes.
Taxes.
You just did it not too long ago. Everybody does it.
Yeah, I have a tax story that is a nightmare.
For-
So that is in the back of my head.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
trauma. Yeah, this is this is gonna turn into a different show.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, Power Management LLC.
Yes.
What is that all about? Tell me.
So Power Management, as I said in the beginning, it is a financial firm.
Mhm.
So I'm on the life, health, and accident and retirement side of things. But when I decided to formulate Power Management, POWER is really an acronym. So it stands for People Owning Wealth Through Education and Reliable Resources.
Mhm.
And when I was sitting and thinking, what am I gonna, call my baby, that just came to mind so easy, because that is how people, when you're educating them about wealth, you have to have the education, and it's got to be reliable resources.
Yeah.
It's got to be something that's gonna prove itself to be true. But everything is really housed up under that. It's the insurance, it's the small business, coaching / mentoring, piece of it. It's that volunteer, getting out there. So it's everything that I am, really.
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
everything that you have done to this point, and then you birthed your child,
Yeah,
Power Management LLC, it incorporates all those things.
it does. It does. And I'm blessed to be able to, to have that, to be able to do that, to have enough courage to step out. I enjoy educating people on it. Everybody thinks that it's so hard to understand insurance and stuff. It's not, but I get to help them through that.
Well, I would like to know, I'm sure the audience would like to know, how do you make people feel so comfortable when they have to be so vulnerable in that moment? How do you do that?
You have to just be relatable with people and meet people where they are. It doesn't matter what I have on, what I look like. It's what I say, and it's the energy that I give off. So being relatable to people, really matters.
Yeah.
And just showing that you're human. You're just like them. I'm no better than anybody else. I have my stuff. I go through stuff. There's things I could do better, as well.
Everyone.
Everybody. So just that being down to earth and being open and willing to listen.
A lot of people, I think there's a misconception a little bit when you think of work. How you described it today, what you do, you love what you do. So it's really not work. But I would want to shed light on all these things that you did.
Yeah.
They worked on you to be able to be where you are today. So it might have been hard, some things might have been easy, but you had all those experiences that whether you might not be getting paid monetarily for it, is working on you as a person to be better and have those experiences to do what you're doing.
And it has opened a lot of doors and just made connections. And I mean, I have connections all over, not just locally, but outside the state. And I like talking to people. So now I think I'm just trying to find other professionals at where I'm at now, that's like-minded like me, and really that have the right heart posture.
Yeah.
Because my circle really is small. I have a lot of associates. I know of people and people know of me. I don't have a lot of friends.
I get it.
And that's just,
Nature of the business.
Yeah, yeah. And as you're moving in different sectors, you have to be careful, because you don't know what people want, what they really want. Because I always say, if you want something from me, just ask me.
Yes.
I promise.
Don't beat around the
You don't
bush.
have to know. If I can help you, I'm gonna help you. If I can't, I'm gonna tell you where to go. And sometimes I might not be able to help you, because being on different associations or committees, you can't do certain things, but I'll point you to someone who can. You don't have to use somebody to get what you need, so yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. All these things that you do, you talked about your circle.
Yeah.
But you didn't really talk about the family circle. That's the tightest one.
Yeah.
What's the home situation look like?
So me and my husband, we have 3 kids.
Okay.
So I have 2 daughters and a son.
Oh.
My oldest, she's 21. She'll be going into nursing. So I'm working with her to get her all set up. She'll
Yeah.
start the nursing program in the spring, so this time next year.
Okay.
My son is graduating from Southwood this year.
Congrats.
Thank you. Oh, he's a middle child. He's a middle child. He's going to do military. He's going to do Air Force Reserve. So we're
Nice.
studying for ASVAB right now.
Yes, yes.
And he's been wanting to do that since he was 5.
Really?
Yes.
Where did that come about?
That's just been, I just think that's just something that he just always wanted to do. One of my cousins recently retired. He's 2 years out. And he went in the same time, like I said, he was 18. When he graduated, he went in the military. So he had a long career. He's about 42, 43 now and retired. So he's been helping him, you know, and making sure that the right questions are being asked. I'm so thankful for him, you know. But Isaiah has always been like that. Like, it would be Veterans Day and we'll be in Walmart or something. He would walk up to the military men and say, thank you for your service. And I knew when I seen him do that, I think he was about 9 at the time, 9 or 10. I said, yeah.
Yeah, you knew it.
Yeah. So when people ask me, am I scared that he won't? I'm like, no, that's his makeup, you know. If he wants to serve, and I'm going to let him, you know, I'm going to let him do it.
Yeah.
And then we have our 4-year-old, Amira, and she is running the house.
As they do.
She, the COVID babies. She's a coach. She's, you know, she's running everything, but she is smart and headstrong, and you know,
Mini you, huh?
that's what they say. they call her Mini Toya. Then my husband, he's in the oil industry.
Nice.
And he's been he was with Calumet for about 15 years, and then he moved to another company over in Bossier. He's been with them about 7.5 with them. So he's their district manager and do all their stuff. So yeah.
Power couple, babies, graduating.
Yeah, old people tired with these kids.
Well, all goodness. So full house.
Full house.
Business owner.
Yeah.
Volunteering all over the place.
Yeah.
How you take care of you? What's the self-care looking like these days? What's that? Please don't tell me it's not existent. Please.
I'm doing better.
Okay.
I am.
Okay. We
do.
talked.
Yes. We talked.
Yes.
And I'm doing better. I have a cutoff time. I don't do anything when I go home anymore. Because, you know, I have an office at home, too. With file cabinets.
Leave work to go to work.
And go to work. I used to go home and still go in the office about another hour and a half. And so now when I go home, you know, I relax and, you know, try to spend time with the husband or, you know, Amira has my attention. But I learned that you do have to cut it off because something's always going to be there. But I'm just trying to find more time to have little mini vacations or spa days or, you know, just take myself out to eat by myself. Sometimes it's just having a peace of mind.
There has been a windy road, some forks in the road where you had to decide where you wanted to go. Yeah. And it's not always easy. So tell me about a struggle that you had to overcome.
When I had to close my boutique, oh gosh, that was, because what I wanted to expand and do a brick and mortar, and I was ready, and it just for us, it just wasn't the right time, and I had, you know, put so much into it, but it was burning me out too. All shifts are not easy. Yeah, you know.
I'm sure it wasn't like a split moment decision. There was struggle up until then. Like, should I just keep going or should I just stop? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
because oftentimes we give up too soon.
Exactly. Yep.
We do.
All of your experience, all the past, the forks in the road we talked about, I don't think you would change any of it because it made you who you are right now. However, if you can go back and talk to 13-year-old you, what advice would you give her?
I would just tell my 13, 14-year-old self, I would say, stay focused and don't really let what other people think, you know, change your mind. Because oftentimes I've changed my mind because just listening to, you know, outside voices about things, and be confident in your decisions and who you are. Don't overthink things. because I can overthink things sometimes, and I'll miss it. I'm like, oh, I should have waited on that too long, you know. So just be confident and just know that you can do it. Yeah.
What would you say you owe your success to?
This is gonna sound so selfish, but other than God, I say myself. I pray about every decision, pretty much, that I make. I do, but it's always been me, and I used to ask God all the time, Lord, why you separate me from people? Why is it always just me? But He gets all the glory. Nobody can be a bigger cheerleader than you can for yourself. Nobody's gonna advocate harder for you than you. You know, like I said, a lot of times people get scared because, well, I don't want to make this person mad. I don't want to upset these people. And I was just thinking, like, we all couldn't wait to be 18 so we could be grown.
Exactly.
And then a lot of us get to our adulthood and let other adults dictate our decisions. I'm like, how does that happen? Now, that's backwards.
Like you're in high school.
Yeah. So, no.
Would you give somebody trying to come into your field, walk in your shoes, the same advice that you just gave to your 13, 14-year-old self?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would, absolutely. And again, do anything that I can to help them and mentor them. Sometimes paths that we take don't work out for us, but they work out for other people.
True.
And that's what I was telling the young man that I talked to the other day. I said, I've done stuff that didn't work out for me, but it's not to say that it don't work out for you, because we know it's working for other people. So, yeah, I would.
If you could be remembered for just one thing, what would that one thing be?
Oh, I just think my heart of serving. Yeah, I do. I enjoy serving, and mission is really close to me. So, yeah.
The heart of serving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based on your path, I don't see why that would not happen.
That's going to be on my tombstone.
Yeah.
She served everywhere. They make it in bowling everywhere. Everywhere. She served everywhere.
Yeah.
She was seen everywhere.
Bow,
big whole line, everywhere. Yeah.
All right. That actually concludes the questions that we're going to ask. However, this next segment is going to be Name That Tune.
Name that tune. Okay.
Yes.
Oh Lord. Okay.
So you gotta revive yourself.
Okay.
From taxes.
Yes.
So you get three chances. Okay. We had 3 different songs.
Okay.
I'm positive you know all the songs.
That's what you said about
I did say that about taxes.
You just got so much faith in me.
I do. All of it. All the faith. For sure.
Okay.
So we're just going to play a little snippet.
Okay.
All you have to do is name the song.
Okay.
You don't have to name who sings it, none of that other stuff.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
Okay.
Here's the first song.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything I've been wanting.
I like the beat. Oh, yeah, give me the hook. Sorry. I'm probably still not gonna get
Money, testimony. Go to follow.
Y'all know I don't know that song.
Okay.
I don't.
Do you know who Victor Thompson is? No? Okay.
I told you.
So it's this year is the name of the song.
What's the name of the song?
This year.
Oh, well. Yeah. I didn't even hear that in the song. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can't let you hear the name of it.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. See?
I probably just like the. Didn't I say I like the beat?
That's probably what happened. This sound right.
See, I like the beat.
All right.
Yeah.
This is the second two.
Now that's not a remix. That's.
I'm about to walk out the door.
Okay. Well, I know that's Faith Evans' version. Okay. I'm trying to make sure you didn't go old school on me.
Okay.
Okay. And the name of the song is. Well, I know the words.
Well, sing it. That
No.
might help you know out
No.
there in your mind.
No.
In your mind. That'll give you extra credit right there. You got it. You need a little bit more?
No, I know she says, like a love like this before.
There
Okay,
you go.
All right.
Yes.
You trying to get me to sing.
You would have got it. You would have got it.
Y'all are
All
so
right.
funny. I just can't.
All right, this is the last one, third
Okay,
song.
I got one.
Yes,
I got
you
one.
did.
I got one.
Come on.
Okay, come on.
You could do it.
Okay. That's Mariah Carey.
Okay.
And that is, oh gosh, hold on. Mariah Carey. Is that Dream Lover? Or Daydream? What is that? Hold on. Oh, no. That's,
Come on.
hold on. Play it a little bit more so the name could come to me. What is it? Fantasy or something?
There we go.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yes.
But I don't know why I was thinking like that was
You was
part of an
second
album.
guessing. Stop
Yeah.
second
See,
guessing
didn't I say
yourself.
that?
Yes.
Yeah. See,
Oh.
I was about to start singing.
You should have.
Yeah.
All right. It was great having you on.
Thank
But
you.
before we go,
Okay.
tell them where they could find you.
Okay. So you can find me. I'm on Facebook under Power Management. IG, same thing, Power Management Group. My LinkedIn is just my name, LaToya Amos, Amos. And other than that, you can find me downtown Shreveport in the Regions Bank building. I'm on the 13th floor. So if you guys need me for anything, please feel free to reach out.
And now for today's question of the day. Tell us in the comments, when was the last time you volunteered in your community and what impact did it have? And there it is. And that's it. You're done. How'd you feel?